When I was a little kid, I used to watch the animated Godzilla cartoon on NBC on Saturday mornings. I don't exactly know when I got it, but I received the Godzilla Viewmaster set. Today I'm drawing my own mixture of the NBC cartoon and the Viewmaster version. Here we go, go Godzilla! When I was a little kid, I used to watch the animated Godzilla cartoon on NBC on Saturday mornings. I don't exactly know when I got it, but I received the Godzilla Viewmaster set. It came with a really cool mini comic and 3 reels. I looked at it over and over again. The cartoon ended, but I still looked at those reels. The 80s hit and the weekends were golden. Saturday mornings were loaded with cartoons. Super Friends, Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Show, Flash Gordon, The Return of Space Ghost, reruns of Johnny Quest, Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends, and Fat Albert. The weekend was golden in the 80s. Cartoons on Saturday, matinee at the Bijou on Sunday. After bandstand and wrestling, if sports didn't come on, our local ABC affiliate would show movies on both Saturday and Sunday afternoons. And I mean super cool movies. Hercules, Samson, westerns, kung fu movies, monster movies, and of course Godzilla movies. The Godzilla movies would almost always start with the old Cinema Share International logo, and it had this cool snare drum over it. When we heard that, we knew something cool was about to start. They'd play Godzilla vs. the Bionic Monster, later changed to the Cosmic Monster. I'd heard because Universal said they owned the word bionic, I guess. Godzilla vs. Gigan, which is my personal favorite. Well, the lead character in the film draws comics. How could you go wrong? The last one played over and over again for several years. Godzilla vs. Megalon. When I was a teenager and our family got a VCR, I bought Godzilla vs. Megalon at our local Kmart because it was the only Godzilla film they had there. I watched it over and over again and wore out my old Good Time Videos videotape. I had to get another copy. This copy was a double feature with the Snow Creature. I haven't wore this one out yet, but it's not for a lack of trying. Over the years I've collected all the Godzilla films on VHS and DVD, and I've amassed a nice collection of Godzilla toys. Some people say, hey, that's worth some cash, you ought to sell it on eBay. I don't want to do that. It'd be like tossing away a large chunk of my childhood. Well, I'm through rambling for now. Right now, I'm going to pop some corn, crack open a frosty Mountain Dew, and sit back with one of my old worn-out copies of Godzilla vs. Megalon and have a good time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Draw TV.
Vance Capley is a self-taught artist who has worked in various mediums, including drawing, painting, and graphic design for over 20 years. He now has his designs here on TeePublic. Old school, unique, stylish. He is also available to help you with your original TeePublic designs. Make sure you visit Vance Capley Art 1972 at teepublic.com. You'll be glad you did.
What was that?
That's me firing the camera up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to whatever this show is. We don't even know what this is called now because it's been so long since we've done anything. I am with my good friend Dave Goode out of New York, and I'm in Tennessee, and we're separated by miles, but we're still able to talk to each other. Brother, how are you doing?
What can I say? I'm the same way you are right now, man. Totally isolated from the world. It's given me an opportunity to write and do breakdowns for comics, and actually I read 2 Krista Faust books. Yes, back to back. I mean, that's how it's going up here with the Red Money Shot and Chokehold yesterday, back to back. I read them previously, but I thought hey, what the heck? Let me read them back to back.
Down here, it's pretty much the same thing. The only time people go out around here is like to get gas or get grocery, and then the rest of it, you're pretty much in the house or out in the yard. And I ordered the Iron Man collected Armor Wars from the 80s. I had a few parts of it, but I didn't have the whole thing. David Michelini and Bob Layton, and it was good in parts, but reading it as a whole, I was just like blown away how advanced that was for that time period. So yeah, and I read it all in one day. So
You're saying for that time period, though, we're talking about the 80s. We're talking about the Watchmen.
Exactly.
What was that?
Speaking of the Watchmen, I watched a cool video today where they were interviewing Dave Gibbons in his studio, and he's a bigger fanboy than we are, if that's even possible. On his wall is the smiley face badge with the blood on it from the movie. He framed it and put it on his office wall.
Wow.
Yeah. And you remember the shelf? For those who don't know, go back and watch some of the older Judo Comics TV episodes. In Mr. Incognito's apartment, me and Dave were talking about this one day. There's like these little bookshelves right behind him, loaded with comics and memorabilia. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dave Gibbons has like 7 of those side by side, loaded with comics and books. So, I mean, it was great. And then I watched one with John Byrne, who had that great run on the Fantastic Four. He put Superman back to his original abilities, and he did the Namor series I like a lot. Oh, my goodness. He did a lot of X-Men, He makes Dave Gibbons look like a child collecting Legos. John Byrne's it was like every part of his studio was nothing but collectibles, original artwork from the Silver Age of comics. Dave, you would have just fell on the floor, rolled around, and went, "Oh my God, this is awesome!" Stuff from DC, from Mark.
Actually, I've seen. Remember those pictures of Alex Ross's?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's just it's not a question of who has the biggest toys. It's who has the biggest bank account to accumulate the biggest toys. Exactly. You don't think I'd be driving around in a Batmobile? Those copies of the George Barris Batmobiles, and I don't even drive. Probably have it. I just probably have it in the backyard and go out there and sit in it every now and then.
Oh my goodness. You said you were working on the scripts, and for those who don't know, we have a Golden Adonis comic book coming up.
Hopefully very soon.
Yes. I mean, there's
the Golden Adonis in his own comic book.
It's about time.
Not back up in Judo Comics or anything, but in his own comic book.
That's correct. And we're definitely going to be putting this on INDYPLANET. We got several. I'll turn this off over here. We have several things coming up. Me and Dave do, and then stuff I'm working on, then stuff me and Andy are working on. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. But dang, it's just so much going on, and it's so cool because everybody's like whining on the internet. Oh, it's the comics are gone. What are you talking about? I've never been more busy. What about you, Dave?
Well, I can't say I'm as busy as you. I mean, people have to hire artists.
Oh, by the way, Dave Goode is available for projects. If y'all need a super old school writer, this is the guy to get. He has the science. He understands it. He is the technico of Silver Age comics. He understands it. He can write it. He can quote it verbatim, brother. All right, there you go.
Well, okay.
All right, now to get a sip of sun drop.
That's not fair. I don't have any sun drop up here.
Once we start making you some cash flow, we're loading up on sun drop and having a weekend. Come on, or a week. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, it's Golden Adonis, or as Steven called it in one of our videos, the Golden Adios.
Oh, that was hilarious.
I know. It's going to be great. And it's going to have some of the articles from the blog, so that's going to be very exciting to see those in print, Can you tell the viewers a little bit more about that?
Oh, just remember, if you're one of those people who, quote unquote, who likes movies about gladiators, this is the book for you. The Golden Adonis is a proverbial 97-pound weakling who had sand kicked in his face. And, he gambles a stamp. He sends away for the Mr. Sampson bodybuilding course. In no time, he's got like 17 3/4-inch arms. And then he decides, well, what the hell can I do with them? Is there a way to make a buck out of them? And he goes through the process of different things. He's an artist model. He does 8mm film, because it's set in 1962. It's a period piece, so he's not making DVDs or videos. He's actually making 8mm films for the Dynamic Model Guild, which is a takeoff of the Athletic Models Guild that actually existed in the 40s and 50s, and they had this encoded merchandise to buy, photographs, 8mm films, as I said, and it's a cool thing. He does that for a little while, and then he's contacted by a wrestling promoter, and from there it just goes, it goes on. It's more or less how I can make money out of 17 3/4-inch biceps.
Well, you also have another angle to the story, and one of my favorite parts of the story is his girlfriend sticks with him from even the his weakling stage through his rise, and
oh yeah, see, he started off as a pinup photographer. He's this skinny, geeky, good looking, but pencil neck geek, as Freddie Blassie would have said, type of guy. He gets the sand kicked in his face. His girlfriend says, "Don't worry about it." Of course, he worries about it, and this is why he builds himself up. But she really is. Don't worry about it. She could care less that he isn't built like Steve Reeves. But she herself, she's a pinup model. She's actually working as an exotic dancer, and he takes her along for the ride. He once he becomes a professional wrestler, she becomes his valet. And then they go further into it. He becomes a gladiator movie star, and she becomes his co-star. So she's with him through the whole ride, but she was going to stay with him no matter what anyway. She loved the guy.
Yeah. Now, for those who don't know, Golden Adonis has been around longer than, than just me and Dave working on it. He's had the character for quite a while. And one of the things that blew me away when me and Dave started, communicating and stuff was he actually had the Bill Ward draw some Golden Adonis stuff.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun because when you think of Bill Ward, you think of girly pinups and girly comics and stuff. You don't think about him doing a strip about a male bodybuilder. But I guess more or less it was an equal focus on the Sugar Cane character, who's the Golden Adonis's girlfriend. There were things that have changed over the years. Like originally, I had him become this superhero guy.
Yeah.
And I just got away from it. I just wanted to do a realistic strip. I didn't want to do guys in tights and capes. That's a big focus on a lot of the stuff I do. I mean, the Dr. Judo character,
yeah.
I mean, he's not really a superhero. I mean, he'll fight crime just as much in his secret identity of Ben Noble as he does as Dr. Judo, who's a master wrestler of sorts.
Well, and that's true. I've noticed that about your...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. That's true about your characters. Some people would say, oh, well, Batman. Well, Bruce Wayne doesn't go around fighting crime as Bruce Wayne. Rarely do you see him do anything, especially back in the day. It was very Scarlet Pimpernel, if you know what I mean.
Well, no, when you say back in the day, I'm thinking 60s.
Right.
And my Bruce Wayne was kind of, he wasn't going to go out of his way to do anything too heroic, but he wasn't a Nancy boy.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying compared to Dr. Judo and his, his real life identity, he would dive in if there's a fight to, help somebody.
Right.
Yeah. But enough of my rambling. I'm sorry. Oh man. But this is and Mr. Incognito is kind of along the same lines, but we never learn his identity though, which is very interesting.
And you never will.
No. That guy will hurt us, so we're not going to do that. We're not doing that.
Oh, you know what was funny? I was thinking the other day it was National Cartoonist, so I think me and every other comic nerd put in the Cleveland cartoon where he's walking down the street with this girl behind him looking at him with hearts fluttering out of her eyes, and then he's got these two half-dressed models on each arm, and there's a cop taking a blind man into the street, and he's going, out of the way, a cartoonist is coming through. Or out of the way, you swine. In any case, he's blind man to the curb so this cartoonist can go by. And I remember years ago, myself, a friend of mine, actor Dan Barbaro, and another actor of mine, Joe Horowitz, we were in Manhattan, and we were doing some street shots with Mr. Incognito.
Yeah.
And while we're walking down the street, we're filming him as he walks down the streets of Manhattan. Joel, who never gets anything we're saying, says to some people on the street, out of the way, you fools, a B-movie actor is coming through. And Dan and I looked at each other, and it's like, wait a minute, how would he know that reference? And, just something that came off the top of his head. And even Mr. Incognito turned around and looked at Joe like, where'd that come from, son?
I love that story.
But hey, that's just me.
I love that story. It's great. All right, in your universe of comics, you've done the Bronze Age, you've done not Bronze Age, but you've done the Atomic Age, and you've done the Silver Age. Have you ever considered doing a Golden Age character or a Bronze Age character?
Yeah, seriously, I always wanted to do a Red Beast story. That's an inside joke for you folks that don't know us. Vance loves the Red Beast.
It's a great character.
Just take my head. And people think it's the costume with the billowy, transparent sleeves. No, that part of his costume I like. It reminds me of a pro wrestling warm-up jacket.
Right.
So it's the horizontal striped pants, or should I say tights? They're tights.
Tights, yeah. I just don't understand why
I just look at that and I think, why?
It would have been better if they had been black and yellow instead of red and yellow, or in some pictures I've seen it pink and yellow.
Pink and yellow.
Yeah, just a bad coloring job.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I remember at one point you were talking about doing a cowboy character called Copperhead based off the movie serial Copperhead. Is that something?
Yeah, I would have loved. I don't know if it's in public domain, but yeah, I mean the name Copperhead because he does have that connection to the Republic serial.
From what
hero. But yeah, his father was the original Copperhead in the Old West, and yeah, I would love to do that. Man, I'm not going to get a chance to do the Lone Ranger.
Well,
so, yeah, maybe the Copperhead's available.
I believe he is available, if I'm not mistaken. There's a website that covers like public domain superheroes, and I believe Copperhead is on that list because the serial I don't think was ever renewed. Meaning the characters weren't renewed either, so pretty cool stuff. So
that's one of the first legacy heroes, the Copperhead.
Oh yeah. Now another character that's in the public domain that I know you really want to fool with is Black Hood.
Got a little bad connection here.
Sorry about that, brother. Whoa!
Yes, the police van is just going by. Should I go and help them? I'm outside now.
Oh, wow.
Standing in the rain.
Hopefully everything's okay.
Okay, so what were you saying? What character from the Golden Age that I'd like to do?
Yeah, I found out that MJL or MLJ, whatever, they never renewed the copyrights on their characters from that time period. Now, the trademarks, that's a different story, but Black Hood is available.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. Then again, there's a whole generation of comic book readers who like the Black Hood and the commando outfit he was wearing in the late 70s and has been wearing ever since. I do a Black Hood. It's got to be the black and yellow outfit.
You see,
I don't know why, but that looks so cool.
Oh, yeah. The black and yellow outfit is the one that's in public domain. The one in the 80s is where they try to make their modern version of it with, what's that artist's name? Gray.
Gray Morrow.
Yeah, Gray Morrow, yeah. That stuff is fantastic. But that's
even borrowed the Phantom's origin for him.
Yeah, he definitely did that in that, interpretation. Did you ever get to hear the Black Hood radio show?
Yeah, I heard it on YouTube.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, I think they have a few episodes of it on YouTube, and I listened to them.
That's wonderful.
Pretty good opening, not the greatest of radio shows, but it was cool. The Black Hood was a king of all media back in the golden age. You had the comic book. There was even a Black Hood pulp magazine. Only lasted 3 issues, but it was there.
Fantastic.
And the radio show, he never had a serial. But Columbia did a serial called The Secret Code. And there was a character, the hero of that was the Black Commando. And he had this all-black outfit, had a mask on it, and like the Black Hood, he was a framed police officer. I don't know what's going on. Now we got, okay.
Everything okay?
Say another police van going by, but this time it's a ambulance.
Oh, I hope they're okay.
Going the same way the police van went, so maybe it is something.
Hopefully they'll be all right.
What were we just talking about before I got distracted?
You're okay. You're okay.
Black Hood, the man of mystery, and the
right. With the Secret Code, the way you described it, I've never seen the Secret Code. I want to watch that so bad. Is it on YouTube? Dave?
Sorry, once again, we get that bad connection here.
Sorry, Bubba. I was saying, I haven't seen the Secret Code. Is it on YouTube?
Just the trailer.
Yeah.
They had some. They had one episode, or they may have had the whole thing up at one time, but now all they have is the trailer for it, which is, you get to see the costume, and it's very simplistic. It's almost like that modern era Black Hood we were talking about.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was fixing to say, because remember in that story the cop was framed as well.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, but we have covered comics now, so we're gonna call it at this moment, and we will be back with another video soon. Dave, hey, hope you have a good week and keep everything cool and groovy, okay, brother?
It's got to be better than it has been. This isolation's making me crazy.
Same here, brother. We'll talk to you next time.